Welcome back to the One Step Journey podcast, episode 17.
Episode 17.
We are back better than ever. We have an amazing guest here today.
Yes.
Shout out to the boy, Marquise.
Big Keys.
There he is.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man, for hopping on the pod today. We're super excited to learn more about you, man, and to dive a little bit deeper, man. We have a lot to discuss here.
Lots to unpack.
There really is, man. However, before we get into that, we need to talk about last week. We need to talk a little bit about, what happened last week, Jeffrey.
What happened probably about a couple hours after we recorded the last podcast, right?
Wow.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in and taking another step with us on this journey, right? But we are champions.
Wow.
We should have queued up the music and just had that shit blasting for...
Just
let the song rip, but... Everything that we talked about on last episode, we manifested it to fruition. It came to light. We ended up going to the championship playing Jason Toth.
Shout out Toth.
We'll be shouting him out a couple times on this episode. And we beat him decisively in the championship.
Sorry, Toth.
Talk a little bit about what happened in the semifinal game.
Wow.
Because I personally don't think that we should have been in the championship. But, obviously, there was other plans.
The man above has a crazy way of working things out. So this is what happened. So we were the number 1 seed. We got a first round bye. We're going into the semifinal game. We were down early. We were down 2-0 after the first inning. Second or third inning, we tied it up 2-2. Let's fast forward a little bit to the bottom of the 6th. We go up. It is at that time. It was we were up 5-4. They scored 2 to go up 6-5 going into the last inning.
Yeah.
So we were down by 1. At the bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th.
We're home. Thank you.
It's the ugliest game that we've played all year. Dude.
It was terrible, man. It was terrible. But one thing about slow strokes, we don't quit.
We don't quit.
We don't quit.
We keep stroking.
We go in, bottom of the 7th. I think it was first guy gets on, he hits a single.
It was me.
Yeah.
I got on.
Kepi gets on, starts out with a single. My fault.
And then Wilson grounds out to the shortstop. Yep.
Continue.
Swaps,
Carry us out.
right?
You know this better than I do. Go ahead.
No. Wilson gets on and he swaps out. Then Devin gets a hit.
Yep.
Right? Wilson gets all the way to third base.
Actually, no.
Or no.
Devin got out. Devin
got out, and then it was Clayton who was a sub.
The double.
Shout out QB1 hits the double. We had men on second and third. There's 2 outs. Mm-hmm. Our 4-hitter comes up. Scandora. Shout out to Scando. Hits a can of corn to right field. Literally, my heart sinks. I'm like, we came this far just to lose. It's over. I got a 45-minute drive home. I'm going to be crying, no music the whole way. Right fielder, literally in slow motion, hits his hands, hits his chest, drops it. Both runs score, walk off.
7-6.
Storm the field, 7-6 we win.
Let's go.
That's a tough look, Jason.
It's a tough look.
It's a tough look.
It was crazy.
And then we're jacked up. We were like, shake it off, go to the championship. Decisive victory. What was it, like 9-4? Yeah. Something like that?
Yeah, it was like,
decisive victory against Jason Toth. There was never a doubt in my mind that we were losing that. Better luck next year, Jason.
Sorry, Jason.
We beat you twice. Right?
Man, it was crazy, though.
I know.
Crazy
literally
night.
everything that we had manafested on the last episode came to light. It feels good, dude. I was floating for a couple days. I'm not going to lie.
It felt good. No, it definitely did, man. It's just cool because our whole journey from this last season, we had what, 1 loss. But the last year when I played on a sub on your team, we had a lot of ups and downs in the squad.
A lot of ups and downs.
It was a lot. So it was good.
I hurt my foot too. I'm banged up.
Dude.
The last 2 years in the playoffs, the first year my hammy, and then last year was my foot.
I hate
the 1 year that I'm healthy and we win it. I don't know, dude.
I'm just saying. I was a permanent player this year too.
Shout out Devin though. Devin got the game ball.
Devin was the man.
But listen, we won the chip. Mm-hmm. We are here. We just had to fill you guys in because obviously we left a cliffhanger last week.
Big cliffhanger.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so excited for this episode for many reasons. Mm-hmm. This has quickly become one of our brothers, and I'm so excited to dive deep, and I'm so excited for the listeners, man, to learn more about you, Marquise. So thank you for coming here. Appreciate it. It's been a long time coming. We've been talking about this for the last couple months. It's here.
Yeah.
It's here. And also what's very funny is all 3 of us are wearing white Nike socks.
Wow, we're brothers. Look at that.
Oh, man.
Not even planned.
Mine are the dirtiest out of the 3, but they're clean. I promise they're clean.
Clean all day, baby.
The white Nikes. Yeah. You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
The crew, man.
Yeah, but listen, we're here.
We're here, man. And, I mean, I think we should just jump right into it, man. And I know we gave Toth a shout-out. We were talking crap to him. However, though, we need to give him another shout out because without him, we wouldn't be in this room right now.
We would not be sitting here if it wasn't
actual
for Jason.
facts, man. Yo, without without Toph, I don't think we all would have been able to meet each other. I mean, I wouldn't have met you guys. You guys knew each other previous to me. Yeah. But shout out to Toph to being one of my brothers as well. And bringing us together.
Yeah,
100%.
Dude, absolutely, man. I think it was 2 years ago. We met. I think Jake had a party. We met in the garage. That's where they had the parties in the garage, if you remember that.
Yeah.
It was like a couple summers ago. That's where we first had met.
Right.
And then I think that same summer, like a couple of weeks later, I had people over at my house, and you guys came over, and Jeffrey was there, and that's when you guys had first connected, right? Was that the story?
Yeah.
Right? And if I remember correctly, he had a certain outfit on or something that was going on. It was like, whoa,
This guy, you know what I mean? I, wasn't used to, seeing others, with style such as myself. But, I had to respect it. My boy had the Pollens on. Respect to the Pollens. Jordan 1s. Favorite shoe out there. Best shoe out there, in my opinion. But yeah, we did meet at that party, and that party was a nice time to meet a bunch of new people.
Yeah, it was good energy.
Yeah, it was great energy. It was great ambiance. It was just a great time for all of us to just kind of let loose and just, be guys for a bit. I don't remember what happened the rest of the night.
Then we went to downtown St. Charles. We went to Alley 64 flagship. Had a good time.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Bezos.
Subs.
We've come a long way since then. You know what I mean? Not as young as we once used to be.
True.
But yeah, it's a pleasure being on the pod. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys having me on here to come talk to you guys about just a little bit about me and
and everything.
Yeah, dude, for sure, man. For
Life.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen, dude.
Well, it was funny because we met that night, and then obviously, the boys will be boys, and then people know I love my sneakers and everything, and I started, I've been going to a store in Naperville and Addison, Top Fashion, and one day I'm in there shopping, and he's like, "Yo, Jeffrey," and I look up, I'm like, "Bro, what?" And then we reconnected and found out that it was, we met at your place, and, we quickly became brothers after that, gotten super close and things of that nature. And I see you damn near almost every week at Top Fashion.
Just about,
right? So now it's quickly turned into a friendship, and it's always been organic. It's always been love from day one. And that's kind of how things happen when you build a community and you surround yourself with good people. Yeah. That's how it happens. Yeah. And I'm very grateful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. Honestly, I think when you walked in, I remember exactly who you were, and I was just like, man, it's been a little minute since I've seen this guy. Hopefully he remembers me, you know what I mean? Just trying to have organic conversation, and then from one thing just led to another. And yeah, bro, we have honestly, we have talked just about every week.
Yeah.
For the last I don't know, decent amount of time. I've been there for about a year, and I think I've been around you for the last 7 of those. So it's a testament to you too. Being around you, positive energy, bringing that back into my life. So, kudos to you too, Doug.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Jeffrey has 7 cups of coffee a day. That's why he has this high energy. It's crazy, right? Completely kidding. He doesn't have any caffeine at all, man. This guy's just full of energy all the time, though, which I respect, man. It's very contagious. I'll tell you that. It's extremely contagious, man. So it's just crazy, though, to think about how life works like that. When we meet a couple years ago, maybe don't talk to each other for a little bit, and then lo and behold, you get reconnected at Top Fashion.
Yeah.
Right? And all of a sudden, here we are, and now 7 months later, boom, we're on the podcast together, which is just phenomenal, man. I'm super excited and blessed to have this opportunity, man, and to really dive deeper, man, because I know there's a lot that we want to get into here today.
I want to get into a lot,
and
let's peel it back.
Yeah, dude, you know what I mean. So I want to start a little bit here, man. So I would love to hear a little bit about what was it like for you? What were some challenges that you had, growing up and as you got older? Anything that,
where did you grow up? Let's start there. Yeah. Where did you grow up? Talk to us.
I mean, to start out, I was a South Side Chicago kid. It's kind of how I started. Ended up moving out here to the suburbs, north suburbs, when I was 4. Started in Carpentersville, and then slowly but surely worked my way south down the Fox River. So I was in Carpentersville, Elgin, Dundee, Hoffman Estates. Eventually, I ended up in Batavia. That's kind of where I stayed and grew up from. Honestly, man, I'm not even going to front with you. Growing up, everywhere outside of Batavia, it was kind of easy. You know what I mean? Being a black kid, dealing with challenges I was dealing with, poor, not having a lot. It was easy because everyone else was kind of dealing with somewhat of the same stuff.
Yeah.
But translating and going to a community that, everyone knows everyone. Everyone kind of has a feeling about what's kind of happening, and families being the bridge of the community and being able to know each other, because it's like people say know thy neighbor and treat thy neighbor as you treat like themselves. And I didn't really know that was a real thing until I moved to that community. And like that it is real. Like that shit does happen. So like that was cool, but the challenge was like being a black kid in the suburbs. Having one eye, being a black kid in the suburbs. I didn't really think of it as like that until I started to get older. You know what I mean? Looking back at certain things, and you remember, oh wow, like that, damn, that was difficult. Or like playing football and like people kind of making fun of me at first about like, hey, like this kid got one eye. Come to find out, like I'm actually good at this. You know what I mean? And having the support of my community to be like, hey, like we're not gonna let anyone talk about you in that type of way. Yeah, that was huge. Like that was a big boost to like my confidence. That kind of changed my perspective on like people. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like that was real huge for me. So like shout out Batavia, man.
Yeah. Shout out the Bulldogs.
Yeah, real talk. Shout out the Bulldogs. I know we give Jason a lot of heck. You know what I mean? But that boy out here coaching our kids to the future. So
for real.
Shout out Batavia for a lot of the things that they do for their kids to make sure that they go on the right path and do things the right way.
That's big.
It's huge. You know what I mean? If I'm being completely honest, I think we need more of that in this world. We need more schools and teachers and just communities as a whole to make sure like kids are being taken care of, because like kids do get taken advantage of.
Oh yeah.
And, sadly.
You know what I mean? It's athletic ability, intelligence, whatever it may be. Like, we got to make sure we protect our youth, because our youth are the future of tomorrow. You know
and there's so many distractions nowadays, and there's so many directions that kids can get pulled. You got to make sure that they're following.
Yeah, facts.
Going forward.
Yeah.
So kind of going back to what you were talking about, with the whole eye thing, is that something that was like from birth, or like what is?
How do I put it? So for me, I had like cataracts when I was first born. Don't know exactly what they are, but they like prevented like my sight to be the best that I could. Yeah. So like I've always had eye troubles. Yeah. Like it's been like a thing for me like since I've been on this earth. Yeah. So with that being said, like I didn't really think of it as like that big of an issue until like 7th grade, where I had to go on for my physical so I could play football. And they were just kind of like, hey, like your kid has glaucoma. It's late stages. Take him to the weed eye clinic. It's like 9:00 at night. Yeah, they had to make an exception for me to go inside. I'm not understanding how serious this shit really is. And the doctor just goes like, yeah, like your son like has like late stage glaucoma. There's nothing we can really do about it. All we can do is kind of like alleviate the pressure and just kind of keep him comfortable. Because like at that point, like it's pins and needles. But like, just glaucoma. And then 8th grade, had a detached retina. So like, you ever seen like that Neversoft, like for Tony Hawk, where you see like the eye go across and like that red thing? That's the retina. That was detached from my brainstem. So the signals weren't really going back. So like, I can move the eye and it moves and stuff, but I mean, can't see. And I've been like that from the jump, man. So that was kind of like one of the hurdles, like challenges to kind of overcome, was how do I do what I love with the complications that I have. And because I dealt with having eye problems for so long, I didn't really think of it as a hindrance. So like it didn't affect me like super crazy, but
it became like normal for you.
Yeah, honestly, until like, unless other people said something about it, I didn't really think about it. Yeah.
Do you feel like, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're going to ask something. Do you feel it made it harder, like growing up, like learning how to read and like do all that kind of stuff? Was that like a challenge?
Nah.
No?
Honestly, nah. I never really had a problem with any of that.
Really?
I never had a problem like getting my driver's license. I got my driver's license when I was 21, but that was like a choice. It wasn't because the DMV was like, oh, hey, like you can't drive. Never had an issue. Now, the problem where I had an issue with my eye was when it came to me going to go play college ball.
Yeah.
I had got recruited. I got a full ride scholarship to Ball State. They offered it to me when I came up on my recruiting visit. did the whole like scouting, ran through like the drills. I'm the only lineman running up against like DBs and wide receivers and like full on sprints and beating these kids.
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? Got a scholarship offer. Everything was cool. Ended up getting my scholarship pulled just because stay in school, kids. Focus on school because like that shit is important. My GPA wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
ACT was good, but my GPA wasn't the greatest, so I ended up getting that scholarship pulled. Went to Winona State and ended up getting a concussion because I ran into a door. And with me having a concussion, mind you, like everyone knows I have one eye. Like everyone, from the recruiters to the players I go against, to my coaches, to my parents. Recruiters came to my house. And I asked them per se, like, hey, like me having one eye is not gonna be an issue, right? Like it shouldn't be a problem. Nah, you good, you good. Had a concussion, went to the doctor to go get cleared. The eye doctor was like, hey, he has glaucoma. What can we do? They were like, we're not gonna clear you. I got cut from the team.
Damn.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though it was already like a known thing.
Even though it was already a known thing, and like this is the first time
like
I'm telling
the
the story.
recruiters and the coaches and everything know like it was glaucoma, or they just thought it was.
No, they all knew it was glaucoma. Like I mean, when you come to the house and you have dinner with my family, you sit on my couch.
We're gonna talk about it.
We're talking about things, and like you telling my family how much that y'all want me to be a part of your program, and it's gonna change things around, and da this and da that. And we walk outside, and I close the door because this is something for me to do as a man. Trying to step into my shoes, going, hey, y'all know I got one eye, and y'all still taking a chance on me. Why? And when they go, hey, yo, we see your ability, and this is the things that we see on film, and we know about you know what I mean?
We want you still.
Yeah, and we take, and you take it, I'm a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at these grown men going, hey, yo, like, y'all taking a chance on me, cool. And then for it not to pan out and get cut.
So let me ask you this, and I'm sorry, I feel like you're want to keep asking questions, but things just keep popping up.
Yeah.
When that scholarship got pulled, how did that make you feel?
Low key, bro, I was like devastated.
Yeah.
Because when I say my parents, it's my aunt and uncle. My mom died when I was 11. Didn't know my pops. So my uncle, huge football guy, played football in school for himself. Didn't play college ball because he went to the military.
Yeah.
But he played semi-pro for like numerous amount of teams, won championships in the whole 9 yards. So having me come into the house and like be good at football and actually care about the sport and take it seriously, not saying that his kids didn't, but you know what I mean, like it was just kind of different with me.
Yeah.
And me not having that and not really being able to tell him why, like that shit kind of hurt. You know what I mean?
What do you mean not being able to tell him why?
I mean, like, he didn't really want to hear why it didn't work out. He was just upset at the fact that it didn't work out.
So he wasn't really listening.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It was one of those things that, I mean, like, and maybe I'll understand when I become a parent.
Yeah.
But I understand the disappointment and not having things go the way that you would like them to.
Yeah.
But to take that out on, I'm
18-year-old
but, like,
kid,
I'm still a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. No, for sure. And like you said, you're a kid. Like you're still learning life as it is, man. You know. And I'm curious. You know, looking back, obviously, like 7th grade is when you learned a little bit more about yourself and some of the challenges you had, and then you go to college. Sorry, rather to have some of those challenges again. Right. What's one lesson that you learned throughout that process that's shaped you into the person you are today?
Honestly, man, it's and it sounds real bad, but like people can tell you a multitude of things. Actions show better than words. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
And like it would be hypocritical for me to say that like I haven't done those things myself.
Yeah.
We're human. We all make mistakes.
For
We've
sure.
all done things.
We all
you feel
do.
me?
For sure.
But now it's kind of like a conscious like decision to kind of make better choices. And like if people are gonna tell me things or say things, like, cool. Like that's what you said, but show me too. You feel me? And if you can't show me, and if your words and your actions don't line up, then that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people will show you who they really are real fast.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
hard. It's hard to kind of hide who you are.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
You can do it for so long. You can put up a facade. You can put on these shiny things and do all these things. But at the end of the day, people are going to show you who they really are.
Yeah,
Completely.
So to piggyback off of that, right? As we've gotten older, obviously we see friend groups and things of that nature getting tighter, right? Over the years, when people are saying things that they're going to do things and the actions aren't matching up with the words, what have you kind of done? Have you cut off a lot of people, tightened up the circles, especially when it comes to family members and things of that nature? How have you gone about that?
Yeah. I've actually kind of been. Me and my sister don't talk. She's my sister, bro.
Yeah.
We don't talk. And we don't talk because she's done things and said things that you really can't. You can come back from, but it takes work, patience, time to do those things.
Yeah.
And if you're unwilling to do those things, you don't get mad at other people for their choices to not be around you. Understand that you can do whatever choice you want. You can make whatever choice you want.
Yeah.
But so does the other person. You feel me?
Yeah.
People live this life where they think that they can say and do things, and then
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
How long has it been since you guys have talked?
Going on about a year and a half.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Do you feel? I mean, it's been a year and a half. Have you guys have had zero communication? None at all. None.
Zero. I mean, my great aunt hits me up sometimes, asks me about, my sister and stuff. I mean, I talked to her, like last week, and she was really conveying to me about the importance of, me and my sister being able to have some type of relationship. And I told her, like, I'm 100% in agreement with you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't disagree with you at all.
But she's got to come meet me.
You got to meet me.
Yeah.
You got to meet me that halfway.
Yeah,
You feel
bro.
me?
I mean, I feel like, just speaking from my perspective, right? It's family is the only thing that we got. Whether it's your blood family, whether it's an adopted family, or whether it's friends that have quickly become family, whatever it is that you guys are, you know what I mean? It's kind of rocky. We got to figure out a solution because I didn't talk to my brother for like 4 or 5 years, dude, because I resented my brother.
Yeah.
Because he left when I needed him and he was gone.
Feel
right?
that.
He went, but he had, looking back at 28 years old, he had to do what he had to do, right? He went to school. He ended up getting a job. He moved out to Oregon, doing things of that nature, right? But like when I was looking at it, when I was a 15-year-old kid, 13-year-old kid, like my brother left me when I needed him.
Yeah.
So now it's fuck you,
Yeah.
right? I didn't go to my brother's wedding. I never visited him in Oregon, right? Whenever he came home and he visited for Christmas and stuff, I was never at the house.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to see him.
Feel that.
Right? But it's like then as I've gotten older and I realized, well, he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah.
Right? Regardless of however it is that I felt, right? You're still my brother. So we got to fix this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we did.
Yeah.
Now he lives in Crystal Lake, is my boy, right? He's got
Right.
4 kids and things of that nature. So like for me, telling you, obviously your sister has to come meet you, but sometimes people don't want to meet you 50-50.
Yeah.
Right.
So you might have to go maybe 70-30 to kind of start that conversation. Then you could come back to 50-50, but like whatever it is, we got to fix it.
What sucks is that, like you and your brother, me and my sister started when we were younger. So like my mom did pass away.
Yeah.
My mom. All right, let's recant that.
We could take a step back.
My mom was murdered.
Whoa.
My sister's sister's father killed my mother.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like that changes the dynamic of the relationship
Completely. Yeah.
But here's the problem, right? Is that I'm 11 and she's 7. So with that being said, I didn't look at her any differently. Like, you're my little sister. I didn't really bridge them together. Hey,
blame her.
Your dad killed my mother. No, it was our father killed our mother.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like you said, like your brother leaving you, my sister left me, and like I'm 11 and I'm supposed to be like, our mother's gone,
Yeah.
and I'm supposed to be taking care of you, but you don't trust me enough to do so.
Yeah.
Like, that shit hurts. And then for us to have conversations and try to talk about things and bridge those gaps of, because like we have tried to fix a relationship for like I'm 29.
Yeah.
We try to fix a relationship for 18 years. And you get to a point where there's only so much you can do unless people see that like what they're doing is kind of wrong. And it's not only me that has reaped her actions, but our family has too.
Yeah.
So like now it's more of a, what are you gonna do to fix not only our relationship but the relationship of the family?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Well, and I'm hopeful too that we can get to a point in life, whenever that may be, today, tomorrow, next week, next year, that you guys can resolve that.
Yeah.
However, have you thought about if you can't resolve that? Have you thought about that side of things?
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
Sounds bad. She's in the process of trying to appeal his court case. So, like, my stepdad got sentenced to 40 years when he was 30.
4 years. Okay.
40.
40? Okay.
Yeah,
40.
so he should be out when he's like 73, 74.
Yeah.
But like, it's weird trying to have trust into a person when like so many things have happened. And like, I want the relationship to be good because like, our mother's gone. I don't know my father. You don't have any other siblings. I don't have any other siblings per se by blood, like outside of my cousins that I call my brothers. I think me and you should be able to bridge a gap and fix this relationship because like I'm getting to a point where like I'm looking at marriage, I'm looking at kids, I'm looking at trying to bridge my family with the rest of my family. And how is it going to look? You know, my kids are like, well, where's our aunt?
Yeah, where's Aunt? Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's not around, and I have to explain why that's not the case. I don't want to have to do that because then that gives my kids a different perspective on you because it's words coming from my mouth. Yeah, that's not fair.
No, for sure. Well, and you also want to be the person too that has that really good, healthy relationship and be that bond and beacon of hope for your kids, right? You don't want to let things that they have no control over impact what the future may be.
Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, I totally get and totally respect it. It's hard though sometimes too. Family is amazing, but family can be very tricky too at the same time.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is, man, and it sucks. But unfortunately, that's just how it goes. You know, and I really, we all have had shit that happens in family. I mean, there's family I haven't spoken to in probably 8 years. So there's some shit that's happened, and it is what it is. So, you know, I saw them at a wedding a couple years ago, and everything was fine, which was great. So like,
civil, yeah,
it can be civil, but obviously, it's every circumstance is completely different, as we know, right? And it can definitely be tricky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
I kind of want to take a step back to a little bit because I had a question from earlier that I kind of want to go back to the whole football thing, right? With your uncle. So I feel. Right, he's a big football guy. You're crushing it at Batavia. You're getting the scholarships and things of that nature. He's holding you up, right, as this football guy. When that got pulled, how did your relationship shift? Did he start treating you different? Did things start getting weird?
Yeah, man. I ended up getting kicked out when I was like 18. Then ended up like moving down the street, like literally down the street, like 4 houses down. From my parents. Like I lived like right down the street. And me and him just didn't talk at all. Ended up like living in my car, was homeless for like 8 months. Like lived in a homeless shelter and a bunch of other stuff too. And like me and him just didn't talk because like you said, he didn't really want to hear what I had to say. Yeah. And which like looking back at it, like my uncle, he was born in the 70s. He grew up a little bit rougher than most of us. He's a Southside kid. You know what I mean? So, like, it's understandable, his upbringing, but, like, sometimes it doesn't excuse the way that I was going to say,
let's not use that as an excuse.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? The way you, like, treat, the people that you say that are important to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like, maybe I was a tad bit more sensitive than, the average 18-year-old or the average kid growing up. But who cares?
Did he like blame you for getting the scholarship rescinded?
Yeah, most definitely.
And he was like you got.
He held it. He held it against me for a decent amount of time. He was really mad that I didn't finish school because I was the first kid in my like family to go to school. Like to actually go to school. Like have a scholarship to do something that I wanted and like go after and get it. I was the first person to do it. Everyone in my family had aspirations or were good enough to do it, but they never
did it.
Went through and followed through to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I get the amount of pressure that was like on my shoulders as like whatever they wanted to call it, like the pedestal for them and stuff like that. But like at a lot of pressure to put on people.
It's a lot of pressure for an 18-year-old kid, dude.
Yeah, man.
And we don't realize that when we're 18, bro.
No chance.
We don't.
No.
We're like, what the fuck? I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to go to school or this, that, and the third.
Right.
But then, like, looking back on it now, right, 10 or 11 years later, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
I think a lot on my back.
I think about it all the time. It's just like, yo, like, and me and my girlfriend were having the conversation the other day. Is like, what would have happened if I taken things a little bit more seriously?
Yeah.
What happens if I didn't let certain things happen? What happens if like I made certain choices here? But
Dude,
like,
here's the thing though, bro, is that fucking what if game, man. You
Fucks with
don't
bro.
want to do that.
Yeah.
It fucks with me, bro. I've lost sleep over that shit too,
Yeah.
bro. Like you can't ask those questions because everything that's happened in your life has happened the way that it was supposed to.
facts.
At the right time.
At the right time, bro. Maybe you weren't ready for that and football wasn't the way to go, bro. Maybe you could have gotten paralyzed or DeMar Hamlin and fucking had a heart attack or some shit, bro. Like, who knows, dude?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that obviously wasn't the path. And whatever happened with the whole scholarship, as shitty as it was at 18, that's what was meant to happen.
Yeah, facts, man. It's made me appreciate a lot of things that have come through. I've got to experience and be around. So, like, I mean, there's always, like, so it's a perspective thing, right? You could take anything that happens in your life and turn it into, oh, hey, like, poor me, or you could turn it into, well, guess what? That happened. What's next?
That happened.
Yeah.
And then now you can sit here and share your story and hopefully impact the youth or people that are listening and give your insight.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Perspective.
Well, and that's key. I mean, I think perspective is key because as of maybe wondering, what if, maybe asking yourself, is this supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you obviously didn't plan for those situations and events to happen when you were 11 years old. You had no control.
Right.
But maybe there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't know that yet. Maybe you'll find out when if you're blessed enough to be a father one day. If we're all blessed, you know what I mean? Like you honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So it's always that shift in that perspective of like, okay, this happened. It fucking sucks. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Right.
But just like you said, how you view the world, how you're seeing things is like, okay, it sucked. That hurt me. I could have let that really deteriorate things and bring me down.
Right.
But that's not you. It's uplifting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing I've noticed quickly and I appreciate about you because now you have the story to share.
Right.
Yeah.
With people. And it's, again, I don't wish that upon anyone, but how you're taking it is you're taking it how you should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You just gotta take it to the chin, man. Like low key, like you will get knocked out. Like you're to anyone that thinks that they will never get knocked down by life.
Oh, hell no.
You're sadly
God's
mistaken.
gonna humble you the most, bro.
I don't care what's
absolutely,
happening.
man.
I don't care what you came into, what you were born into. At some point in your life, you're gonna reach something where it's gonna be a difficult time.
Yeah.
And that's where you learn about you. That's where you learn about you.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you because we've talked about this, but I'm kind of curious to hear your answer. When you're taking those knocks on the chin, bro, how do you overcome that?
I mean, low key, bro. To begin, like before I started to learn about me, I was angry all the time, dog. I was so mad all the time. I didn't know how to communicate. I would yell to communicate. I would scream to communicate. I'd break things.
Yeah.
I'd get mad, storm off, do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I still get mad. Maybe sometimes I still do storm off. Maybe I still do get loud. You know what I mean? But it's not as often. It's not as frequent, and it's not as abrasive as it once was.
Yeah.
It's hard because you gotta learn how to start taking hits. You know what I mean? Some things you're not gonna expect. It's gonna gut punch you.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna keel over. You know what I mean? You have to compose yourself and get back up. But it's that part, composing yourself and getting back up. And I think that's where it starts, is learning not to just give up. If you can take this punch, you could take another punch.
You could take another punch.
You know what I mean? Like, no matter what you're going to be doing, at some point you're going to have, like, someone's going to try to take a swing at you.
Yeah.
They might hit.
100%. They
might
hit.
not.
And I absolutely love that. I think one of the biggest things that I've learned in my life is I feel like when I was younger and shitty things would happen, I would like try to numb off the emotions, right? And I'd be like, oh, hell no, like I'm good, right? And stand tall instead of like now at 28, I process the emotions. Like you get fired from your job, bro, like I was last year. Like, okay, let's process this.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's okay to be sad and down in the dumps, but like, okay, now what am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to get back up, right? Versus like trying to shrug it off, and then it's like shaking a can of soda,
Yeah.
right? And then one day it's going to pop open and it's going to explode versus like, let's just
Exactly.
process it right now. lean on some good friends, lean on my dad, my family, or whatever it is, and get through it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing.
Yeah. No, it is, man. It is. I'm curious, you know, I want to go back. I want to kind of take a step back too. Like when that traumatic event happened when you were 11 years old, do you have anyone that you could lean on, friends in that moment that like understood what was going on, or did you like feel like you couldn't share that with anyone at that time?
Low key, because of how it happened and how fast everything happened.
Yeah.
So like my mom was ran over in Hoffman Estates. So that's where I was staying at the time. And I was going to school called East Dundee.
Okay.
And I was in 5th grade. So like it happened. I had like no time to really process things because my mom didn't pass away right away. She was in the hospital for like 3 days. Then she passed away from her injuries. So I'm thinking she's going to be cool. Everything's going to be fine. Nah, I mean, no. I didn't really have anyone to talk to. I thought I could talk to my uncle. Come to find out, he didn't know how serious of the injuries were. So he didn't get there as fast as he should have.
Yeah.
I felt some type of way about that.
Sure.
Didn't want to talk to you. His wife, I didn't talk to her because my mom had beef with her. Yeah. Don't know why. Yeah. And she felt some type of way, but at that point, I'm a kid. All right, my mom don't trust her. Why should I trust her? Yeah. I think the one person that I ended up having some trust in, if I'm being completely honest with you, is when I moved to Batavia and went to HG Storm. My teacher, Mrs. Bell.
Yeah.
Oof, dude, the teachers, low key.
Yeah.
Sometimes the teachers, man,
all you need.
It was crazy. She, I don't know what compelled me to do so, but like it was maybe like second weekend, and I was like, yo, I guess I can guess how old you are. And she's like, nah, you can't. And I was like, nah, like I'm pretty sure I can. She's like, how old do you think I am? I'm like 28. I said with no hesitation. She looked at me and she was just like, yeah. And then from like that point on, like we just kind of like bridged this like gap, you know. I hate to keep talking about Batavia, but low key, like moving to Batavia, like kind of changed my life. Yeah. Because like that was when I discovered that I was better than everyone else at football. I'm sitting here, like kids were like, hey, this new kid, like let's invite him to come play. And bro, like he wasn't there yet. Jason Toth wasn't there. Joey Shump, like Sean Pinman, Patrick Clancy, like a lot of those kids invited me to come play football, and I came to come play with them, and low-key juked out all of them. First play, jeans on, shoes that I got from my mom's girlfriend wearing. And, like, from that point, they were like, yo, like, this kid's good. We like this kid. Hey, Marquise, like, you want to hang out with us? And, like, I think it was that, being accepted into a community, being new, and having people around me that were like, yo, we don't really care who you are, what you look like. Yeah. Yo, like, we're going to be cool with you. That was cool. That was cool. And then when I got to middle school, Mrs. Arch, a social worker. Social work is important.
Shout out social workers.
So important.
Shout out social workers.
So important.
Shout out.
Yep.
If you guys think that social workers are just around to just collect a check, you're sadly mistaken. They do not have to be around you kids as much as they do, but they do. Mrs. Arch, Mr. Rollerson, Efren, like those two people are vital people in my life. And like without them, I do not know that I would be sitting here today. And like that's some real shit. Because like there was times where like I was like, this isn't for me. Like I'm not really sure if I want to be here. Like real talk. Oh yeah. Because like I ain't really think that things would work out good. You don't really know what the future has to hold. You're a kid.
Especially at that age.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So much shit's already happened to me. You know what I mean? I've been homeless with my family. Like I've been moved around so many times. My mom was taken from me. I don't know my pops. Yeah. My uncle's kind of being my uncle. Like, do I even have parents? Like, I'm a guardian. My sister's not with me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So all those people
feel like a castaway
me,
at a point.
Yeah, low key, I felt like I was just like a throwaway. Yeah. I felt like I was just here just to be.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, I want to give you a shout out, man, because
shout out to you, brother.
Here's the thing, man. I've worked 6 years as a social worker, and there's some kids that just don't open up. They don't. And like, and I know their story, and I know some things that happen. Some kids I don't know. They just don't open up. So I'm proud of you for doing that, because that's allowed you to get to where you are in life. Think about perspective here. Think about what would happen if you didn't open up about what happened.
Facts.
Think about it.
If I'm being completely honest, like, I could tell you what would have happened. Like, I would have ran away from home. I would have left.
Totally.
I would have probably gone back to the city. I would have honestly like started like slinging and doing stuff like on the street,
1000%, dude.
and like I would not be here. I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
You would have disassociated from life just because of that event, because you haven't accepted what happened or you didn't talk about it, for sure. So again, I mean, that's kudos to you, man, and I know you're grateful for that, because think about the other side. That would not be a life that
it takes strength
you'd
to be
want.
vulnerable, bro.
For sure, bro. 100%, man.
Strong men talk about their feelings.
Yeah.
Amen, bro. No, seriously.
100%.
I mean, that's one thing that we've talked about for the longest time, is being vulnerable. That's what we want to talk about.
It takes more strength to open up and bottle it in.
It's so hard, man. And
It's easy to keep stuff in.
It easy is, man. And like
blame other people.
for sure. So even for you, man, like I'm kind of getting back to that topic here. Was there, when you're in middle school and high school, I know you had some social workers you'd open up to. You had Mrs. Bell, Miss Bell.
Yeah,
you
Miss
reached out
Bell
to
in elementary school.
Okay, so yeah, you had some people there.
Yeah.
Who was one of the first guys, like whether peers, that you felt comfortable with, like sharing a little bit about your history?
One of the first people I was sharing like my stuff with, like around my age.
Yeah, around your age. Yeah.
I had a neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Brett.
Mm-hmm.
The dude was from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him got into like inline like rollerblading. Like we got into blading together.
Yeah.
So like the whole like skating down rails and shit like that. Like we got into doing that together. Like
That's lit.
And he
That's
was
sick.
and he was like my guy. Like me and him, like we started playing football together. I gave him the nickname Texas. Dude sounded like he was from Texas. Texas drawl, the way he acted, straight Texas.
I love it.
Start calling him Texas. The name stuck. Everyone started calling him Texas. That was my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first person I opened up to, because like in my eyes, he was just as new as I was.
Yeah.
Because he came in like 6th grade, 7th grade. So like it's just like, yo, like the people that I met in 5th grade, like I kind of met them and like we were cool, but like when you have someone that's like right next door, you're the same age, you guys like the same things.
The neighbor, man.
You know what I mean? Like we were able to talk, and then dude ended up moving.
Oof.
Like he moved away back to Texas, and I realized that I had my football team. Like real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie Bowman, Zach Stripmatter, Mickey Watson, Jason Toth, again, you fucker. Like
This is in middle school or high school?
this is in middle school. Like Connor Boyne.
So you known Jason for a minute.
Bro,
Even for a hot minute. Yeah.
me and Zach Stripmatter, like 5th grade, the 5th grade collective track meet, right?
Yeah.
Burn these kids. Like I burn these kids. Zach
Yeah.
is the only guy that's keeping up with me. It was a debate at the end of the finish line who won, and he's like I remember actually asking. They were like, "Yeah, it's a debate between you and the kid from HG Storm." He looked over and was like, "Who is that?" Like I was just like, "Damn!" Like they don't know me. It's cool though. You know what I mean? I'm fashioning y'all.
I'm about to find out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
100%.
real talk to you. Like y'all gonna find out who I am. But real talk, like honestly, it was me collectively being around the football guys and knowing like Robbie and Jason and all of them, like it's a testament. Like we really did grow up together. Like I was around those guys more than I was around my family sometimes. Like I was hanging out, sleeping over at Bowman's house, coming over after football games, going to Jason's, hanging out with like his family, like going over for Christmas and like my birthday.
Yeah.
Like they indoctrinated me into their family so much that like I like low key felt like I was a part of them. Recruiting visits with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you know what's kind of crazy that I'm thinking about here, bro, is like now we figured out why football came into your life, bro, is to save you and give you a family, and give you brothers. It wasn't for forever, but like without football, who knows? Like what you said, what would have been there without the social workers and football? But now we know why football came into your life.
Yeah, it gave me structure because that's where I ended up meeting Dennis Piron and Matt Home. Yeah, man. And those two dudes really they humbled me real quick. They were just like, we don't care how much talent you have. You got to be able to put forth the right characteristics and the right fundamentals for you as a young man first before you could just put that on the field. Like freshman year of high school, I was a bad kid, like low-key, skated down the hallway. Like I literally took a skateboard and skated down the hallways, wore hats to school, came in late, didn't care, argued with the principal. Principal Jones sat me down and was like, "Hey, Marquise, like, what do you want to do with your life?
Yeah.
Do you want to be the kid that," and like he was like, "I'm gonna be straight with you. Like you could be the funny kid, the black kid that like incorporates everything else like everyone else, or you could be the kid to be different. You could be the kid that sits there and actually be a leader amongst your peers." And like that resonated. I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't need to be the bad kid and do a bunch of dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like football. And if you're trying to take that away from me, like, I'll fight you for it.
Yeah. Dude, if you think about like how heavy that question is to ask like a freshman in high school, what do you want to do with your life?
Man, I wouldn't know how to respond.
Yeah. Freshman in high school, I want to smoke with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Right?
Hell, learning social studies? The hell?
Yeah, man.
Miss
Yeah.
Roski, like, you think I care about World Civ?
Hell
Fuck
no.
out of here with that shit, right? That's a heavy question to ask, man.
Speaking of, man, shout out Salisbury, bro. Teaching us economics and how to be like financially like you know literate with our money and stuff like that. Low key.
Yeah.
Like a lot
Shout out Mr. Salisbury.
shout out Mr. Salisbury,
Big shout
bro.
out. We need him on the pod, maybe.
Honestly, you should. Dude made a whole lure. Like he made a lure and sold it. Like he sold a patent and like sold it.
Really?
And, like dude was a teacher
Patent.
he was making like $100,000 and stuff like that as a teacher. He was just doing it because he wanted to, not because he had to.
He wanted to.
Wanted to.
He loved it. Impact he probably made too, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Huge impact.
Yeah,
Crazy.
100%, dude. Which then kind of that's a good segue right here, man. So we're talking about the power of connections and relationships with people, right? Sounds like within your journey, you've had a lot of opportunities, a lot of good people there for you, right? Why are relationships important to you?
Because relationships bring up a thing where you have to look in the mirror.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
You
Elaborate.
can't be in a relationship with someone and think that you can just get away with things all the time. Like, especially when it comes to, like, one of the nearest and dearest people in my life right now is, I mean, like, for, like, the last 7 years almost has been my girlfriend, Joanna.
Shout out Joanna.
Honestly,
Yeah,
like,
shout out Joanna.
a lot of growth in my relationship. A lot of growth on my part. A lot of reflection, a lot of self-discovery, a lot of how badly do you want it, how badly do you care about this person. And I think relationships really drive home the force of what are you willing to do to keep people around you that you care about the most. What are they willing to give to show that they care about you too?
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing, because you can tell if relationships are really going to be fruitful. You know what I mean? How much are you giving in the relationship? Are you always meeting people on their behalf? Are you always coming on their time? Are you always doing things to make sure that they feel okay? And when you're by yourself, do you ever feel like they do the same? Do you ever feel like people go out of their comfort zone to make sure that you're comfortable?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Relationships really put a microscope on those things. What drives you? What makes you feel certain things? What brings out emotions in you? Because no one else is going to make you feel certain things than another person. How close are you willing to get with those people?
Yeah.
How much are you willing to share? Being in a relationship with anyone, whether it's friendships, romantically, or not, really makes you discover new things about you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's what I love about relationships, but it's also the scariest thing about relationships.
Yeah.
Is you're going into unknown charted territory sometimes.
Yeah.
And are you willing to take that leap to really find out?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a two-way street, right? It's not a one-way street or like a transactional. If it's a transactional relationship, then obviously it's not one that's going to last, right? Like we've talked about this, and you know, when you have a relationship with someone or friendship with someone more than 7 years, they're probably gonna be in your life for the rest of your life, right? Like, you know, that just kind of prompted that with Joanna for 7 years. I mean, there's a very high likelihood she's going to be there forever, which is awesome, right? And I think that's amazing and speaks to the power of relationships. However, it takes time to build relationships.
It does take time.
I mean, we built a relationship for feels like 18 years at this point now, and it takes time. And there's going to be bumps in the road, but at the end of the day, we love each other. We're all here supporting one another. Yeah. So the power of relationships, man, is imperative. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whoever it is, you know what I mean? Whoever it may be. So, no, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that's some of the events you've been through in life has allowed you to really appreciate friendships more. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it really has, because I don't know, but I think you guys would agree with this. I would rather have a small core group of close friends and
tight friends than 500 people.
100%.
I barely know on the surface level.
100%. And I've noticed that over the years, like some people I've used to be close with have kind of faded away or distanced themselves. It's always going to be love. But
it's always love.
It's
you know
always
what it is.
Always is, man.
Yeah.
But that circle is just a little bit tighter now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at
You
all.
can love people from afar.
For sure, man.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I love a lot of things from afar, like a tiger, elephant.
Like, hopefully not Wheaton South Tigers, though, right? We're not talking about the Wheaton South Tigers.
No, yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah,
Thank God. All right, good. Be beautiful. I want to make sure we're all on the same page there. Falcons fly together.
Falcons
And
fly
I'll be honest, man. I have grown to like the Bulldogs a little bit more. I'll be honest. And that's probably... I'll probably get some bash for that.
Because of Toth and Bruni and all of them.
All the stuff you see all the time.
Mike Terrible, Mikey
It
T.
is, man. Mikey T, do your thing. Do your thing, Colt. Do your thing,
We
Kev.
got to go hoop at 6 a.m.
We got to go, babe. I was there the other day.
Oh, you were?
First
On
time.
Friday?
It was rough, man.
need to
Oof.
go.
It was rough. First game back. Yeah,
They're good. They're good guys, though, man. All those guys are good guys.
All those good guys, man. Yeah. So, yeah, we Friday mornings is always hoop at the high school.
6 a.m. at Batavia.
Yeah, Jason has told me I have to get my car up and running on my own, and then I'll be able to make those.
Get your ass out there, my guy.
Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I might actually be able to make it next Friday.
Let's go.
Say less.
If you start going, bro, I'll try to get out there.
I know
It's a little bit of a trek
I know
for me, though.
it is, but what you
From
could
Oswego?
To Batavia, bro? Yeah, it's like 40 minutes, dog.
I mean, we making the same distance, dog. It's closer for you. Actually, no, you're right. It's closer for me.
It's way.
But we start at 6, so we got to get there at 5:45.
Where do you
which
stay
means
in Oswego?
on Dorset, over by Oswego High School.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you out there?
So like I'd have to leave my place at 5.
Yeah.
Just throwing this out there. You could always spend the night here.
True, facts.
Thursday night.
You got
just
plenty
saying.
of room here.
Yeah.
You are a single man,
We got
you know what I
spot. Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have anyone at home? No dog?
it's facts. Nope.
Nope.
Good.
You don't got no responsibilities at the house?
Nope.
Nope.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, bro.
And I do love hooping. That's
Yeah.
good.
Are you even good?
You'd be surprised.
Find
man.
out. Pull up and
what?
find out.
That's always the funniest thing,
Yeah.
dude. Is like people see like the stocky muscles. I'm more athletic than you think I am.
I mean,
bro.
low key, I'd be thinking
true.
that you like are not the most flexible person in the world. But like,
I'm a lot more athletic than people think, man.
It's facts, bro.
Any sport that you want to play, we'll play it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like intramural soccer going.
I'll play soccer, volleyball,
talked about
baseball,
the other day.
pickleball, tennis. I don't care, man.
Anything with the ball is
Lacrosse,
there?
I got
football,
a pickleball court
basketball.
at the crib. Low key.
Let's get it.
I have like 3 of them around the crib.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
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 The office pickleball.
Dang. Well, hey.
I do love hooping.
Yeah, dude, there's something about sports, man. I think just to kind of get back on track, sports is an amazing thing, right? I think because you meet people, you get connected with some potentially hundreds of people that have different stories within life, and I think it's cool because you're setting out on a journey with them,
Right?
Yeah.
Right? You're bonding
Become
together,
your brothers and your sisters.
Yeah, dude, for sure, man. So sports, I love, man. I think everyone should do some sort of sports. Don't matter what it is.
It teaches you a lot how to work with people. It teaches you work ethic, delayed gratification, right?
Yeah.
Working towards like a common goal.
Totally,
Working
man.
towards achieving something.
Yes.
Being mathlete is a sport.
Yes.
I hope you guys know that. Chess
It's a sport.
is a sport.
It is.
Those are team-oriented things.
Yes.
Because if I'm being honest, when it comes to chess, there are a lot of strategies. I'm learning chess right now, and there's a lot of
I need to get back at it.
strategies
It's fun.
that you can use, and that if you're playing with other people, you can incorporate into your own game.
Oh, yeah.
So like, anyone that says it's not a sport, shut up. Yeah, it is. Same with cheerleading.
Mancala
It's
is
a sport. Mancala is a sport.
What a game. Wow.
Mancala.
Wow. What a game right there. I'm
Yo,
sorry. That's a great
You
game.
still got the Mancala board? I need to get a new
I
one.
could go get one.
I lost a lot of the pebbles.
You know what board game I bought a couple weeks ago and I played for the first time in a long time? Sorry. I will scrap both of you at Sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Bring out trouble, dog. Bring out trouble.
my
You know what
God.
you wanna
Play Trouble, Shoots and Ladders, with the
Trouble.
whole night life.
We're going down memory lane right
Yes,
here, boys.
yes.
A little down memory
I
lane here
love
at the
stuff
games.
like that, though, man. I'm a simple guy.
Yeah.
Low
I
risk.
like good food and good people.
I'd be down to have a risk night.
Ooh, that's a good game
Because that's
too.
like
Risk.
a board game. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You
Like,
ever play
Risk.
Catan?
it's pronounced Catan.
Is it Catan? Okay.
Yeah, it's Catan, and yes, I have, and I will destroy you. I got all the
Probably.
expansions too.
So hold
okay?
on.
I've only played Catan once or twice in my life, but it was fun. It was also like a 5-hour game.
You know that game was made to be a German herding game. And
Really?
He made it for his family, right? And it became super competitive. So he was like, hey, let's go see if we can get this game published. And that's how it became.
Yeah.
I can't play Catan because I get too aggressive.
I bet.
So-
Risk is the one that's got the dude on the horse on the cover, right? Where you're like taking over. Okay.
Yeah, with like the arrows jumping
and
out.
it's like 4 or 5 hours to play if you play with like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I played that.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, speaking of Catan, we'll give a quick shout out to Tina. Her favorite game of all time. Big joke. She's like, no.
Is Catan?
No, she give me it's a no for me, dog. But anyways, though, actually, shout out to Suffield, my buddy Pat. Pat, whenever we go on like a boys trip, he has the expansion pack of Catan. I'm like, I'll play, but like, dude, sometimes like they go for hours, bro.
Dude, it's
and I'm
they're
like,
long
dude,
games.
Like, I'm not in the mood to sit here and play a game for 4 hours. I'm just saying.
I would
like,
play Catan for as long as Catan needs.
Some people, hey, more power to you, man.
I love Catan.
More power to you guys, but
I think there's so much that we could unpack, but I think we should save it for a part 2.
Haven't played Catan since Door County,
dude.
Since what?
Door County.
Okay.
Yeah, up in the mountain. I mean, up in the wilderness. Best place to play Catan.
We got to take a boys trip soon.
We need to go to Rado soon. Everyone needs to go to Rado.
Colorado.
Never been.
My favorite state.
My God.
Never been.
Oh my
It
God.
sounds really fun.
We have to go then.
We do have to go.
Sounds like a good time.
Sounds like a phenomenal
There's so
time.
much that we can unpack here. I think we should leave it for a part 2. There's so many exciting things coming.
No,
too.
I agree. No, I
Just
really
in
do.
general.
Yeah. No,
I'm happy that the listeners got to meet you, man.
dude. 100%,
You got a
dude.
crazy story, brother. I love you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
on here and
dude.
sharing
Always
it.
love, bro. Love you, man. I really appreciate you, bro. This is. Thank you for coming on too, man, and sharing your story because.
Yeah, no, of course.
There's so many people that maybe going through something similar. Some people just aren't able to open up about their past yet, right? So I appreciate you for giving someone strength and hope, and I hope that they are able to have the confidence and the ability to share their story with someone, even if it's a friend or family member, whoever it may be. I hope that we can be that person and that light of, hey, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Right? So if you guys are listening, big shout out to Marquise.
I already know my dad's going to text me or call me back. Yeah, this was the one.
This is the one for sure.
This is a good one.
This is the one for sure.
My dad listens to all of them.
Does he?
Shout out Randy, baby. The
Yeah.
man. The
Shout out
man.
Mr. Cappy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's actually funny is on the episode last week when we were talking about the cold tub, right? My dad sent me a text message about coming to get the cold tub.
Yes, Randy.
Before, then literally he said, he paused the episode, texted me right when he turned it back on, like literally 3 seconds later. I said, watch, my dad's probably going to text me and be like, when are you going to come get the cold tub?
Get the hell out of
I
here.
swear he called me and we were laughing about it.
Oh my
Like right
God.
after he sent me a text, and he's like, literally after I sent you the text, you said in the episode, watch, I guarantee you my dad's going to call me or text me, come get the cold tub.
Randy,
Like,
you're
I'm
the
telling
man.
you, my dad's the same sink, bro.
That is
Shout out
crazy.
Pops.
Yeah,
Shout out
cold
Pops.
tubs are top tier, man.
Yeah.
Cold tubs top tier.
Oh, yeah.
I
Wait till
love-
this winter, bro. We'll get him in. He wants to get one.
I need to get one.
Bro, it's the
I
best
love a
thing,
cold
best
tub.
investment
Yes.
ever, bro. I swear to God. It's the best thing you ever
Because I
did.
was telling him
cold tub you
we're
guys
gonna
have?
manifest. We're gonna
Yeah.
get sponsored by a cold tub company.
I can't wait, dude.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. I'll show. I got mine set up in the garage.
Is it a barrel?
I'll show you. It's
110. We'll show you right
yeah,
after this.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
need a barrel. Like I want to be in a barrel.
You want the-
I
you want
want
the
I
tall
want
one?
Stock
cold
tank.
tub. I
Stock
want.
tank, that's
I
what he
just
wants.
want to get in there. I just want.
That's what he wants.
Dude, you're not getting in a 50-gallon barrel.
There's
dude.
no
I
chance.
was even like fucking scraping my elbows.
There's
and
no
shit.
way, bro.
There's no way.
Trust me.
You would
They
do
don't
like
make big enough
150.
barrels for me.
They probably do.
They might.
Yeah, I
Your
just
best
don't
bet
know.
would be like a stock tank, either the 110 or I think they make a 150 where you could get in.
They probably do make it.
That's a lot of water.
Oh, a fuck ton
The
of water.
150 is crazy.
I would
take you
just
30
keep the
minutes to
water
fill
in
up?
there for the most part and like cycle it out.
Well, you have to clean it, bro. You'd be surprised. It gets kind
How
of
often
nasty.
you have to clean it?
I usually clean every 2 weeks.
Yeah, every couple weeks.
That's fine.
Yeah, I do every 2
every
weeks.
couple
So I can
weeks.
keep the water in there for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Get a cover, and then you have to put. I like to put in like hydrogen peroxide and
That's
some
what
Epsom
I-
salts
yeah.
and stuff like that because it keeps the water clean.
Oh,
But,
bet.
That's what I
you're
always do,
getting
too.
into it over and over, bro. Then the water's sitting there. I mean,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
think
yeah.
about
That
taking a bath. Like, it gets kind of gross.
I forget like river water
Yeah.
cycles.
Yeah.
No, but 100%. I think we should leave it there.
Yeah.
Tangle the carrot. There's definitely a part 2 coming.
Yeah.
Thank you again, brother. So
No,
much
yo,
for coming on the
appreciate
show.
you guys, man.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
gosh,
it's a good
dude.
one.
Let's go.
As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning back into another episode and taking another step with us on this journey. As you guys know, new episodes every single Tuesday. Thank you so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. We always appreciate the love and support. We love you guys.
Thank you, guys.
We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
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 That's a good run. That's a good one, brother. For sure. All the way up, man.
That was a good one, bro.
That's a great one.